Alternate blood moon day and night. The Dark Queen Michelle, imprisoned for a long time, has recovered her magic, escaped from the cage. A disaster is coming. She went to the church, transformed into a human. Witch Yardman Barry brought along his disciple who had been waiting there for a long time. The disciple took the opportunity to throw the axe out, cut the rope, causing the large bell to ring towards Michelle. Michelle dodged in a flash. Disciple threw the silver net, wanted to catch it, but it was dragged back out of the church. Barry immediately rushed to help. Under the bond of the silver net, the demon dragon gradually became weaker. It finally appeared. The original figure fell on the ground. Then the two teachers and students joined forces to put Michelle in the iron cage. When the iron cage was closing, the disciple was pulled in by Michelle using his tail. She escaped from the silver net and sent her disciple off. Go back to the god. Losing his disciple, Barry angrily burned the paint underneath the cage. But when he thought that this woman had gone to sell salt, the enemy again turned into a giant dragon strutting away. Not taking revenge is not a gentleman. He swore that it was God's job to forgive the demons. Sending them back to God was his job. But before that, he had to find another disciple or so. Is to accept the seventh son of the seventh son as his disciple. He crossed thousands of mountains and rivers, and finally found the God family that has been hidden for generations. Each generation in this family will give birth to 7 people. Heir: Tom is the 7th son of the 7th son. Special fate made him born with the ability to resist dark creatures. Barry took out a bag of gold coins and gave it to him. Farmer to buy Tom back, to foster him to become the next generation of witch hunters. Before leaving, his mother gave him a necklace of red gems. At the same time, he told him to take it with him. People. On the other side, Michelle needs to return to the ruined castle, use magic to restore the appearance of his sister. Snapped her fingers. The ruined palace in an instant turned into a magnificent splendor. She wanted to summon her powerful assistants back. The upcoming Blood Moon night will be when their magic power is strongest. On this side, Barry and his disciples went to a small town to replenish supplies. A group of people were about to burn the witch Alex to death. After Tom saw this girl, he immediately felt that he would be allowed to bake his potatoes soon. That's it. So he took her name as a witch hunter to let her go. To express his gratitude, the girl took him to visit the moonlight lake that she used to bathe in. When the two were about to bake a potato, now, Tom suddenly feels that the end of the world is coming. It turns out that Alex's house is Michelle's castle and her mother is Michelle's sister. After replenishing the supplies. Barry told Tom that the blood moon would not be long. They had to hurry to Michelle's lair before the blood moon came. When the two were preparing to leave, a team cavalry arrived. Bring them to the castle. Ask them to destroy the demon bear in the iron cage. He is one of Michelle's effective assistants. Barry tells the soldiers to stay away. Let him play solo with the enemy. Demon bear. When it was about to attack him, Barry released silver powder to make it return to its original form. Then the two attacked each other. Finally, under the cooperation of his disciples, he once again locked in an iron cage. A pot of kerosene fell down. Turned the demon bear into cooking. On the other hand, after learning that the subordinate was killed, Michelle decided to slaughter a series of people in the city to avenge his subordinates. There were 6 smokes in the air. The town gate was immediately broken. One of the dark knights, the first of them, transforms into a giant earth dragon and wreaks havoc on the town. Even the thick wall of the city couldn't stop his footsteps. He passed through people's houses like walking on flat ground, blatantly slaughtering people on the street. Michelle also arrived shortly after, a posture even more flexible than the earth dragon. Demon King has 4 hands holding 4 knives. Dancing is like hacking. Humans are completely defenseless. The lizard man stuck out his long tongue, rushed into the crowd freely and wreaked lives, but right at this moment, the honest witch madam appeared. She manipulated a branch, then nailed the lizard man to the pole, then picks up a spear and stabs it at his weak point. The lizard man instantly vanished into smoke. And this witch is the mother of the 7th child Tom. It turned out that she was once Michelle's great assistant. Because she couldn't stand her brutality, so she stole her necklace, then stayed in the God clan. The witch madam is no match for Michelle. Very quickly, she is also appearing like the other lizard. Before long, the whole town was engulfed in a sea of donkeys. At this time, the Barry group also encountered the attack of the dark creature. the ground, suddenly cracked, and the carriage was flung away. A giant monster emerged from the ground. In front of this huge monster, they could only run away with difficulty. The big tree was easily broken by the monster, completely unable to stop its footsteps. In a critical moment, the two ran into a narrow rock crevice, came to the side of a cliff, but the monster was so hungry for human flesh, so they could only jump off the cliff. Fortunately, a fisherman rescued them. Barry told Tom with certainty that the monster hates water, so it won't jump in. But a second later was humiliated. The splashes of water overturned the raft. The monster came out of the water and caught Tom in his hand, while thousands of pounds of life-hang hairs. Tom promptly pulled out a dagger and stabbed the monster in the arm, injuring it. Released from the bondage, Tom took the opportunity to climb onto the monster's body, then drew his sword and skewed it with a fatal blow. Just like that, Tom and the monster fell from a waterfall with a height of 749 meters. When falling, the monster also hit a large rock, killing it instantly. Picked up a life, Tom didn't even have time to congratulate. Then Michelle sent his sister to stab the seventh son to death. At this moment, the gem that Tom was wearing suddenly glowed red. The witch panicked and turned into a giant dragon and fled in panic. It turned out that this was the gem his mother had stolen. The dark creature's most precious possession contained 5 million combat power. The next day Alex finds Tom. After a while, Barry suddenly appeared, interrupting. Tom hastily tells Alex to leave. Barry angrily tells him his gem is nowhere to be found. After discovering that, Tom knew he was being led like a cow. Tom was unwilling to immediately chase, but did not expect that the Dark Knight had been waiting for your grandfather for a long time. Michelle is a witch who has practiced for 1,000 years. In her original state, she is an evil dragon with tremendous power, to rule the world. On the night of the blood moon, she sent men to capture the last witch hunter. The witch hunter's apprentice, Tom, fell off the cliff while fighting. Soldiers brought Barry before Michelle. Get the necklace. Her power increased many times. She read the curse. Even Barry could not resist her charm, seeing that the master was about to fall into the abyss of lust. Right at this moment, Alex learns that Tom fell over the cliff, risked his life to steal Michelle's necklace. Soon after, Barry immediately regained consciousness. Michelle was angry, turning into an evil dragon and chasing after Alex. Alex's mother also turned into a monster bird, decided to dry blood with Michelle. During the chaos, the necklace fell to the ground. Was picked up by Tom. It turned out that when he fell into the cliff, Tom was awakened by his lost mother. Also tell him he is half out of witchcraft so he can use that gem too. Get the gem. Tom's strength increased to 10 million combat power. The other side of the Dark Knight turned into a giant earth dragon. Non-stop teasing Barry. Under the difference in strength, Barry used muzzle magic. Scold him big bully small. Winning has no meaning, not knowing what humiliation is. Unexpectedly, it has a big head but a brain like a grape. Actually transformed back into human form. Even gave Barry a weapon. After that, it was convenient to go to receive a lunchbox with a salary. Meanwhile, Alex and Michelle's mother is also caught up in a fierce battle. Hit the head to the head. Both were injured and fell to the ground. Michelle was a little stronger, eventually ending her life. Alex was heartbroken but there was nothing he could do. Michelle was badly wounded and fled to the palace. Barry followed suit. But a dying camel is better than a horse. Barry is still no match for her. I saw my teacher dying again. Tom threw out a knife. Ended Michelle's life of crime in a radical way. Then Tom took a torch to burn the palace. From here become a real witch hunter. That Alex's identity is too sensitive. Was destined to not be able to live a normal life with Tom. This movie, which premiered in the year 2015, is an exciting, subtle, special effects fantasy adventure, well worth a look. If you find it interesting, please subscribe to support me to make a new video. Love the whole family.